This is your weekend market recap for Friday, December 23rd, 2022. Happy holidays! Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Mack, CDXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your weekend market recap for Friday, December 23rd, 2022. Happy holidays, everybody. Hoping everyone is doing really great. Been an interesting yet solid week. Markets do what the markets are gonna do. And if you don't know the seasonality, you don't know the tendencies, it can be rather difficult. I want to wish everybody happy holidays. Be careful, be safe, be thoughtful of the holidays. Next week, it's going to be typically a bullish week. Just be ready for that. I know out of the money puts are getting bought huge every day. Everyone's anticipating the crash every day, and we've talked about this. It's probably going to be a choppy, sloppy with a more likely trajectory of up to sideways going into January. So on that note, if you have any questions, please reach out. If you want to join the Discord room, let me know. Get the link off of Twitter, share with you. Please subscribe, follow, do all the things that, to study. I mean, this channel is built for people who are really go-getters, who want to learn, because there's plethora of knowledge. Unlimited knowledge that I'm trying to share. And also, again, the goal is always to buy real estate in the end, buy real assets, turn these paper gains out of the market into real assets that pay you so you don't have to work the rest of your life. That's the goal, y'all. Hopefully you know that. Follow on Twitter. Always posting here, posting updates, what's going on, what's on my wish list for subscribers and followers for 2023. Please check that out. If you need help, I'm telling you, there's always a video. We got 54 back to basic videos. Always willing to do more if there's something that's a specific topic that might be necessary, needed for people to get moving. And on that note, let's get into it. Bitcoin, dead money. Even Mark Cuban's saying he wishes it goes lower to buy more. I mean, it's just a sequence of lower lows and downtrends. People want to assume something's got to happen, and it's just not. And at this point, is this area a good buy? Potentially, should be. But if the market turns into the wipeout mechanism that it could be in 2023 with a bear market continuation, Bitcoin can't get any rally now. Be careful. Nat gas. Putin's going to reduce 20% of his supply and production, for 2023. Nat gas, we talked about this low 5 area. You're absolutely welcome if you bought such down here. And again, UNG is a really crappy ETF. I'm pretty sure it was, it was down for the day if I had to guess, even though it was up. Nope, sorry, it's up 10 cents. Rally back off the lows. Yeah, just be careful. Nat gas, this is the area that makes sense if you're going to buy it. Widowmaker, we talked about all commodities needing to rise for the feds to be put in a pickle, to put them in a position to have to raise more in the future, for the PCE numbers to start turning, not PCE, but CPI, PPI, PCE, all that start turning up. Oil got us. It got me. Maybe not you. Talked about head and shoulders bottom. I was like, did not grab it at 74, 75. Well, look at that. And next resistance in the 80s, 83. I don't know why you wouldn't get up there. Ultimately, if the market does smash dance, remember that, keep that in mind. We're looking to the mid-60s if it ever does. And it's more like it's just a matter of time. It will. It's just at this point, the market's got upward tendencies. Do you trust it? Do you believe it? Do you acknowledge it? Well, a lot of people aren't. The dollar talked about being dead in the sense of just, it's okay. Hanging out here is good. Hit our downside targets. Remember, nobody was looking for shorts up here. We talked about this being a professional or novice gap. Doji at the trend could be a trap. People talking about buying the dollar down here. At this point, if you're buying it, and this is the thing that's hard about trading, right? Be prepared for it to go nowhere. I like the levels, but I just don't know if it's ready to go. And if it does go, does it get caught in the chop cycle? Just got to remember that. TLT, not ideal action in the bond market today. Again, a lot of people talking about buying it, shorting it. Today's action, again, light volume week, tough to know. Coming up next week, same kind of thing. Shouldn't be as many participants. I don't know, maybe a few more participants later in the week. Back at trend lines, we talked about this morning on the live chat. here was the breakout. I'm of the impression that you probably going to rally at some point. But remember, the big thing about the TLT, if it screams higher and the market is dumping, then yeah, deflation. But now selling bonds, inflation coming back? Is the market anticipating that? Good question. Now keep in mind, the market doesn't have to necessarily dump with inflation, right? It's so hard. I mean, again, everyone wants to be an economist, and it's like, don't be. Just be a trader and try to use, be mindful of data. But again, if Paul Krugerman was a great economist / trader, he'd be a billionaire. Instead, he looks like he's penniless and he looks like a homeless bum. The guy comes on TV and gives advice about the economy constantly. Idiot. Classic fool. VIX, we talked about it. Spiking, then coming back down. I mean, choppy, sloppy action. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the VIX comes back down to the 18 range at some point, or it holds in these 20s. And the market could continue to rise to the next levels that potentially are. Survey says. Bah. Where? Well, we talked about this candle was very ominous yesterday. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's going to be a continuation candle. At the lows, testing ranges, filling gaps, closes back over levels. Wasn't bearish. Talking about today, what did I say? 383 to 385 close. Well, damn, you missed it by 10 pennies. 11 pennies. You idiot. This isn't bearish. This is worst case scenario, near term bullish. Because if this is a trap, just like that was a trap, what happens? You resolve the other way. Where's the short zones? I mean, maybe it's the 20-day. Maybe it's the 0.618 200-day. Maybe it needs to make retests of the highs. People hate chop, but this is what I think we're in. Because we've had down, 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 bounce, now some chop. That makes sense to me before the next leg lower. And again, I say this and I'll stop and just preface this again. Repeat this. You want to see everybody bullish at the highs before the market dumps. Market climbs the wall of worry. It's when everybody gets excited and the market makers and the noose start pumping that everything's fine. That will be probably the best time to be short. Now, whoever shorted up here, congratulations. No doubt about that. That's an awesome, powerful move. Did not take that trade. Again, it's like, do you think you're going to get every... No. We got a lot of these, though, which was fine. Got a lot of them. Talked about the first dip getting bought. Yeah, we got a lot of them. Now what? I still think it's going to rally back. Again, too much pessimism, too much out-of-the-money puts, daily puts being bought. It's getting stupid out there. Market makers just like, all right, we're going to put people in the grind cycle. Remember the seasonality. Just be thoughtful. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be, what's the best word? A superhero. If you got to do something, make sure you do it with the best risk reward and be patient. Not every day is the best time to buy or short. And it's just amazing how the mind is wrapping people's brains around this idea that it does. And I'm just telling you right now. It's not the case. It's just not the case. So, I don't know. I've got this like belief that there's a lot of people who are playing the game just anticipating big moves always, and I just don't know what to tell you. Like, if it was that easy, everybody would be a millionaire. But instead, 95% of traders lose. So trying to stay connected in my mind. Trying to think, is it worth looking at the monthly? Not really. I mean, check out the weekly. I'm looking in the background. Is there really anything of not notice other than, yeah, this is what I thought. The weekly is a doji. Check it out. Down, 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 doji. Again, take you back up into this area. Just seems highly likely. Be safe, be thoughtful. Qs, outside, reversal. Kind of yet yesterday, like you kind of break below. What's up, Cat? Break below. Today you make another low, and then you close above this area. You see this? Like, just sticking over this 266 plus range. Yes, I hear you, Cat. You want some birthday celebration fish? At some point you will get it. Here you go. I say birthday, I meant Christmas. or holidays, whatever. Keep an eye on this, because I mean, this action as we've always said, like tech lags. It sucks. Tech is a laggard. All right, you gonna purr into the mic? It's a laggard. If it didn't make a new low today, I mean, with all the news, it should have, and it didn't. IWM, we talked about this yesterday. Retesting the lows. This was bullish, and look what happened today. You closed at the high end of the range. You made a higher low. I'm telling you, bears are just, again, they never see it. I mean, retail never sees it. You know, again, sometimes we'll miss moves. It's part of the action. We talked about watch for lagging. That was a signal. And, of course, the market dumped and did what it was going to do. It played tricks on the 50-day and then gap below it. That was sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. But that is what it is. At this point, IWM looking strong again, which is rather interesting. GLD. Talked about mid-December pullback. Well, I guess all it has been a mid-December chop. Either way, the easy money was a trade down here. We talked about buying it down here, selling most of it, and then selling it up fully up here. Now here, it's been a choppy trade. Congratulations. It's been hard. Again, there's a lot of hard trades out there. You don't need more of them. Silver, I mean, everyone keeps yelling that there's a shortage. Yeah, I get it. The paper game, there's unlimited paper. We'll see what happens up here. I personally hope silver goes rocketing to the moon at some point because I am a bullion holder, a precious metals fan. But paper, silver at this point, just, again, seasonality. I mean, it should run up into the first and second month of the year. We'll see. We shall see. The miners not acting as good as well, but 200-day trapped. We'll see what happens there. GDXJ chopping at the 200-day. We shall see. AG, this is what can perplexing. Like, this should be like ripping. Like, silver's up here. AG's down here. Why? I don't know. Cat, you're so excited to sit in my lap today. AEM, here you go, chopping at the highs. Doesn't look terrible, doesn't look amazing. Newmont, piece of junk. Absolutely distraught. Hate this stonk. If it checks 49 out, probably a short again. Passer. Pass. Holding over the 100-day. Just think, again, their deal. Humana, I don't know, man. There's easier, maybe. There's a lot of hard trades out there. Let's not make it harder. AM Dizzle. Got a little bit of that Soxel. Got in some at 11. Added a little bit yesterday. I mean, I got shares. It's like, man, I want to sell covered calls. So I love these directional daily funds. I mean, selling calls against them. Got popped. Not yesterday. When Soxel bought it. What was it? I guess it was what's today? Wednesday. Anyway, point being, down on that. Didn't buy a ton of it, but let's go through semis. Look at what our friend did here. Retested this gap area that's been rather important. If you go back in time, in the time machine, go back in time. I wonder if everyone can hear you purring. You were so loud. You were so excited. Yes, it is dinner time. It held, and that's the thing. I think these things could be due to bounce. AMD or NVIDIA. Look at this, right? Gets down to the 50-100-day cross. Double tap, see what happens. Now, again, you need more information, but it's better than seeing it can continue. Micron comes out like their earnings guidance, total crap. Look what the liquidity game the market makers did. Doji, and then look, you closed above it. I'm telling you, things that aren't bearish, y'all. SMH gets down to 199 again. Bottom of our little range. Need more information, but it doesn't look terrible. We'll see. I mean, it did, but it's trying. It's filling the gaps. It couldn't even really fill the gaps. It's just holding old zones of importance. Adobe, remember, they beat on their earnings. Was really great. I don't know. It came back down, but look, holding up. Not down at the lows like some names. Looks better. The fruit, Disfruta Apple, holding massive support here in the 130s. Again, if I'm a bear and you want to trap bulls, this rallies, then you pull the rug on this son of a biscuit. Because it's too obvious here. After a drop from 150 down to 130, rally this, I was going to say a naughty word, 140s, and then dump it. Amazon, we talked about this yesterday, going below and maybe coming back up. It's looking like it's trying to. Going below the lows from November. Sneaky. We'll see. CRM. Holding the channel lows. I mean, it looks like it's building. Guggenheim, nice up 1% and change today, engulfed yesterday's action. That's not bearish. That is not bearish action right there. If you are a bear, you have to be concerned, because if you start engulfing, let's see, maybe like previous patterns off of lows. Let's see if we get some. Not a ton of them. Same thing with at a high, but if you can engulf and turn, it's a pivot point potentially. Meta, we talked about liquidity game, talked about what? All of these little, what I would consider Tesla references, like the capitulation, high volume, end of the world, they're laying off staff, Meta's junk, blah 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 blah. Media's pumping, high volume. Eventually it turns back around and basing out. Basing out. Remember, thinking like the market. Basing out. Basing out. That's what it feels like. Microsoft, if you would have bought this at 235, I think Jay Solsa, some people were talking about it down here. Look, I mean, it's holding. Hit our target on the 200. Not our ultimate target. Could it get there? You bet your butt it could. NDAQ. Shorted up here, covered. Now it's starting to build. I'm hoping it has another lower high at some point. MicroStrategy, we said watch the 160s. It's just like tightening up down here. Maybe Bitcoin is about to pop. I don't know. If it is, then MicroStrategy is holding like it should. Netflix, again, another stock that should be just getting, I'm trying to think of a good way to say beaten. Smacked around, holding up pretty tight. Look at what Consider it did. Oh man, really should have bought this day, and whoever did, congratulations. I know some people did. Like that, just at least someone's making money off it. Roblox, all right, been getting in the 26, 27 range. Man, I think I got down to 25, 32 today. Wow. Playing games. Thought this is a novice gap. Is it going to continue? It needs to go soon. Either way, I mean, if the market rallies and it doesn't go, you got to get out. All right, so let's reference Tesla. Talked about this in the live chat a ton. This volume, y'all, capitulation. Capitulation. You haven't seen this volume in a year. Tax loss selling. Now, could it go a little lower? Maybe. I've said this, and I keep saying it. Sell out of the money Tesla Q. Remember the bearish directional ETF? Maybe you can fund it to buy some calls and try to, reduce your cost basis. Because it might take a little while, but I think you got potential here. Now, again, long term, is this the bottom? I don't know. But I know it's just like Meta, it's probably due to what? Bounce. Remember, when the volume, the market is a liquidity-driven game. Liquidity. I say it again, not RSI, MACD, itchy clouds, Bollinger Bands, all this other stupid price indicators. No, it's a liquidity game. Market makers move in and out with liquidity. They need liquidity. They need liquidity. Did I say they need liquidity? Yes, they need it. So now you get back to Tesla. You look at it, you go, how about them out? Oh, okay, smash, and here comes the volume. Got it? Good. Letter X. Somebody was talking about this today, asking about it. I mean, it looks strong. Holding up. They guided up earlier in the week. Maybe it was last week or whatever. Oh, yeah, it was last week, last Friday. Guided up. Not bad. Materials looking interessante. Nucor. Again, these names, as the market's making new lows, this is holding up. Doesn't look that bad, right? Market's going, meh. These are holding up. VALE, holding up. Oil, holding up, right? All these names, holding up. All right. Looks like it's about to rip. Arrow, copper, holding up, right? I don't usually talk about it, but look at Southern Copper, holding up. Freeport McMoran, holding up. All right. Got it? Yeah. CCJ, even CCJ, holding up. Starting to turn up. Okay, cool. CF, got a trade on in this one. This one had an interesting action yesterday because the volume didn't match the price, like the candle size. I thought you'd be bigger, heavier. And then what happens today? You doji back at the range lows. Sneaky. Because this is not a loser. This is a winner. This has been a stock that's been had a good year. Right? Cold weather, I don't know how that's going to affect, but man, that's going to be interesting. So anyway, either way, it's just in a range, it looks like it could pull one of these. 10, 15, 20 points real quick. Mosaic, again, I mean, all these ag names look very similar, right? Range lows, holding. NTR, range lows. Got down to 72 yesterday. We talked about that 71, 72 level. Look at that. Doink. Bouncing. Cool. AA, if you bought this at 41 or 42 yesterday, 41 like 80s, you're welcome. Tight action today. Doesn't look that bad to me. Materials. Looking good. Feeling good. XLF, we talked about what? Financials, if they're going to dump Doji in yesterday, not bearish for the market. Look at this. Holding up over yesterday's high. Not bearish. I'm telling y'all. Morgan Stanley lagging. Clearly they got issues. Even they're holding up. Man, pray for 90 short. JP Morgan up 0.5%. Building on it. Closing over the highs of yesterday. Made another test at the 50-day. Held. Things that don't look bearish, right? XBI. Again, said this is kind of dead money. Holding up. Not breaking the lows. That's for damn sure. That's all you really need to see for that. Solar. Ooh. I didn't notice that one today. Making new lows. Filling the gap. Let's see what happens here. ENPH holding upper 290s like this. Again, this is wide and loose. Remember liquidity. You know, this is only going to trade in 2 million shares a day. Like you can get some strange stretch. Holding pattern, just like me being held out from going on my trip because of my flight was canceled. Sedge holding pattern, holding the 20-day, making higher lows. Look at this thing bottomed like on the 20th. Telling you, the market isn't as bearish as it looks, but people think it's bearish. First Solar chopping, man, that's frustrating. But I mean, we're in from frustrating trades too. 50-day HYG. Corporate debt not making new lows. Look at this. Come on, y'all. Please stop lying to yourself. Oh, you gotta buy puts. You gotta be shorting. Okay, well, you do what you gotta do, player. Oil. Here you go. Rallying. I really wanted this thing in the 64 to 65 range. And we had it and did not get it. That happens. Now breaking the downtrend. We'll see again. Are these ETFs deteriorate? UNG, you brave souls who bought that. All right. Nat gas is bottom. You've got it. People are like looking at the boil. It's like, oh, the boil. Remember, you got to trade it. Up moves. I mean, every successive move is always a lower low. You notice that? Man, we're back at some crazy pricing. Whatever. XOP. Fudge Stickles. Missed this one. Really wanted to get it around 129. Looks really good. Again, things that don't look bearish, right? XOP looks like it's starting to cook. Just run through them real quick, and then we'll have a great weekend. Doesn't even have to be a long one. I think we're going to be bullish next week, in my opinion. Oxy, again, closing at the highs at the 200-day. Doesn't look bearish. ExxonMobil. Said this all this week. Why is ExxonMobil not crashing? And now it closes at the high of the week. That's not bearish. PXD. Some people talked about going long it. High five to you. Hell yeah. Again, I was hoping down here, but you had your reference. Man, 15 points real quick. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, it's been a great year so far. Hopefully we'll end it really well. If you have any questions, please reach out. You know where to find me. I appreciate all the love, support. I love the Christmas gifts. If you're sending them, I appreciate that. Because, again, I think a lot of people are learning over and over and over. You are gaining knowledge without the tuition bill. Learn from my mistakes. And if you're chipping off some for your old boy here, giving you that information, again, whether it's $5, 500, 5,000, I mean, it's whatever is relative to you. I appreciate that because it shows you care. Again, I'm not scared of competition. I'm not scared to share this with you because I know 99% of the people are going to lose their mind, make a mistake, go on tilt. They're going to, I mean, that's what happens. 95% of traders fail. And it's like you can have the information, but you'll still mess it up. I still mess it up every once in a while. Everyone has issues. Here for you again. Please think about buying a property next year. Let's talk. If you are thinking about it, we have to talk because here's the thing. If you get the dip in the housing market that we're expecting to continue to be sideways, choppy, interest rate dependent, if inflation gears up, don't forget what happened in the 70s and 80s. Housing prices doubled and tripled. There is a shortage. I don't care what people say about a housing bubble. You can't have a bubble when you don't have supply. Shortage of supply, right? Now, again, doesn't mean the price can't go down or sideways, but it means it's not going to crash. It's a totally different thing. Totally different thing. People need places to live. We didn't overbuild. This ran is 25. People don't realize from the 1970s to 2008, we built 25 million homes a year. Since 2009, we've been building 5 and 6 million homes a year. More and more people continue to move to this country every day, let over the border, whatever. They need places to live. Sorry, I just had to say that, but that's the truth. It is what it is. I'm telling you, real estate is the best investment, safest. You know, you want to buy stocks, great. You want to buy dividend stocks, great. You want to hedge inflation, then you probably need to buy some precious metals. Probably need to buy some Bitcoin at the right prices. You probably need to buy some real estate. Let me help you in the same way that I'm helping you with your trading. Figure out some real estate. Doesn't matter wherever the hell you're at. I can help you in any part of the country. And if I need in the world, I have resources. EXP is the third largest brokerage in the country. Everyone loves helping and sharing with each other because, again, we all own the stock. It's different than every other brokerage where they have no incentive to help each other because they hate each other. Everyone's competition. With EXP, everybody is helping everybody. Let me help you. I'd appreciate it. All right. Happy holidays. Hit me up. I'll be in and around, but I might be on a white hill riding freshies. Talk to you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.